Hey keyboard nerds, it's Mike coming to you live from my studio where it all happens, for me anyways. And I want to show you an exercise on how to get your left hand working with your right hand while you're playing organ. It's kind of one of the great mysteries when playing Hammond is what to do with this hand. Of course, we use it to pull drawbars and flick Leslie switches, but you can also use it as a rhythmic device when you're playing with a band. Now, what I'm going to show you is typically what you would do when you're playing with a bass player. Obviously, when you're playing left-hand bass, it would be a lot harder to incorporate the left hand in a rhythmic sense. So I'm going to show you an exercise that will hopefully help you get some funky stuff happening between your hands with the band. Here we go. I'm going to use my technical skills and just flip my camera around here so you've got an overhead view of the B3, and we'll get to this. Okay, here's the exercise. That's it. I'm going to break this down. This is built off a D minor pentatonic scale. If you haven't seen a D minor pentatonic scale before, it's pretty easy. It's D, F, G, A, C, D. I'm going to be working out of what I call a position of the D minor pentatonic right here. Those are all notes of the D minor pentatonic. I'm going to kind of work out of this area. The lick in its simplicity, just the right hand, without any harmony, goes like this. So it's all notes of the D minor pentatonic except for this last little chromatic funky bit. I'm going to add some what I call inverted fifths. Now all that these are is an inverted fifth. It's what I call them anyways. It might be something else, but I call them inverted fifths. If you take a D and you look at its fifth, it's up here. An A, and I'm just putting that on the bottom rather than the top. So this is a G inverted fifth, F, C, C sharp, D. So you'll notice when I play it just the right hand, it sounds cool, but when you put the left hand into it and you are percussive with your left hand, just kind of lightly hitting the keyboard, it can sound like this. And people often ask me, are you playing chords? And the answer is no, I'm just kind of lightly just tapping so that you're not really even hearing the notes. You're just hearing the tap. It's got this really cool percussive sound. And what I do is I try to set up what I'm playing in the right hand with my left hand. For instance, I'm going to try to set up the G right here. And now I'm going to try to set up the C, the C sharp. Pretty cool, right? You can try that, and that's a great one just to bring this left hand up and bring it into the mix and get your hands kind of working in tandem together. I'm going to show you a variation of that. And then sometimes groups of two in the left hand really work well. And this last part is going to go like this. Just 1, 2, 2. Really funky, right? And when you speed it up, it's just I think it's great. Got to hit the right note there. There you go. So you can check that one out. And I will say that when I'm soloing, I always have my left hand up here trying to complement the right hand, I guess. So even if I did a simple like blues line, like a Jimmy Smith line, I might do something like this. And it can just add a lot of funkiness and energy to the solo. While we're here, I'm going to show you kind of a Billy Preston gospel lick, and I'm going to show you the difference of doing it just with the right hand and then doing some simple things, percussive things, with the left hand and how it could change it and make it funkier. So this is going to be in D as well. And the line is going to go like this. F, an F chord, an E minor chord, an F chord, an E minor chord, F chord, E minor chord, F chord, E minor chord. I'm going to end on just a D inverted fifth. So you might have heard that line in something like Will It Go Round in Circles by Billy Preston. He does a very similar line to that. And it really works well in many, many situations. So, check this out. In my mind, that just made it a lot more fun. It added a lot more energy to it. It's pretty simple to do. And it's not about playing chords in the left hand. It's more about the spacing between your hands. So you can see my hands are kind of about this far apart, and when my right hand moves down the keyboard, my left hand moves with it. That kind of thing. Another way that you can do this is to do groups of two. Or and another thing that you can always do is mix these together. Ones in the left hand, two in the left hand, and start improvising. That's a great one. And I'm going to show you another thing while we're here, because why not? This has nothing to do with rhythm, but whenever you learn something that's like a chord line like that, always remember that you can make a solo line out of it. Just a cool concept. So those are just the F and E minor chords going down in inversions. I'm just going to break it up and play them as sort of arpeggios. You know, if you were doing like a there's an example. Fun stuff. I think it's fun stuff. I love that funky style of organ playing. It's just, you know, the first times that I ever kind of got onto this stuff was like John Lord, you know, playing Hush with Deep Purple, or Chester Thompson with the Tower of Power playing Squib Cakes. This funky stuff. It's so catchy, and it just kind of elevates organ playing. And I hope that this helps, because that is one of the great mysteries, is what to do with this thing, the left hand, when you're playing the organ. I wanted to mention, shameless plug, I have an online course called The Universe of Keys. If you like this type of material, check out the course. There's hundreds of videos just like this. And I also wanted to mention that I do once in a while teach master classes by Zoom. You can get a hold of me at universeofkeys@gmail.com, and I kind of do those lessons around my touring schedule. Anyways, there you go. I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you soon. Take care.